In this video, you will learn the remaining 8 keys to positioning a product or service with the Millennial B2B buyer. Number 4, active web presence. 62% of millennials say that if a brand engages with them on a social network, they are more likely to become a loyal customer. Millennials grew up on the web, searching forums, reading blogs, evaluating Yelp reviews, Googling everything, and tweeting at brands as if they were a personal friend. Millennials' buying behavior is different from previous generations because of their high social and hyper-connected upbringing. Millennials will make decisions about you or your product based on your digital presence or the lack thereof. Unlike previous generations, a face-to-face meeting is not needed to build trust and will only support the relationship or impression that they've already established online. Millennials place a higher value on virtual. Social media impacts industries differently. However, a vibrant social media presence will only elevate your brand in the eye of a millennial buyer. Make it easy for the Millennial B2B buyer to discover your products and services and to begin a conversation. Number 5, provide proof. 84% of millennials report that user-generated content on company websites has at least some influence on what they buy. Once attracted, how do you move the Millennial B2B buyer along the buying process? Provide proof. For a generation that has been bombarded with ads their whole life, straightforward and honest proof is what demonstrates the most trust with millennials. Create a compelling story with real images of real customers getting real results. Use testimonials, case studies, white papers, infographics, before and after photos, and success stories. Leverage video when possible, as video is millennials' preferred content format when researching new business products and services. Millennials are massively persuaded by peers and will lean into their massive online networks to gather peer reviews, recommendations, and referrals. Ask your current millennial buyers to create proof-packed content. 70% of millennials feel a responsibility to share feedback with companies after a good or bad experience. So nurture millennial influencers to provide proof and help promote your products and company story. Number 6, routine buyer adaptation. Buyers are now as much as 57% of the way through the buying process before actually engaging with a seller. The information age has shifted more power to the Millennial B2B buyer. In the past, sellers had to find a buyer and convince them they needed to buy. Today, sellers are interacting with educated buyers and must adapt to where the buyers are in the decision. Sellers have to be able to qualify a lead when the lead comes to them with a lot of existing knowledge. Sellers should listen to understand what the buyer already knows, ask questions to uncover what the buyer needs to know, and then demonstrate value for the buyer's need. Covering redundant info that is clearly displayed online will frustrate the Millennial B2B buyer. Number 7, paint the big picture. 50% of millennials say they are more likely to buy a brand they know supports a cause. 91% of millennials would switch brands to one associated with a cause. Millennials desire simplicity, authenticity, and social responsibility in the goods and services they buy at a personal consumer level. This buying lens is likely to be carried into the B2B buying role. Companies serious about corporate social responsibility will earn millennial business. Help the socially minded Millennial B2B buyer to see the big picture behind the product. For example, Warby Parker stresses that they are the only carbon neutral eyewear brand in the world, which aligns well with one of the company ground rules, which is green is good. Paint the larger picture behind your product and service and be rewarded with a millennial purchase. And number 8, swift mobile communications. 82% of Millennial B2B buyers said mobile devices were important when researching new products and services. On-demand info gathering and mobility throughout the sales cycle is a millennial expectation. Millennials grew up in a response-rich mobile environment and now expect prompt responses and mobile-friendly communications at every crossroad. Sellers must rethink their sales copy and all communications through the lens of mobile in order to connect with the Millennial B2B buyer. Thanks for watching. I hope this content was insightful and useful. As a top-ranked Millennial and Generation Z speaker and an Inc.com columnist, I help organizations lead, engage, and sell to the emerging generations, as well as helping them leverage today's workplace trends. If you'd like to have me speak to your organization or at your association, click the link in the description to begin that conversation. Also, if you'd like to learn more strategies and insights like the one shared in this video, click the link in the description to grab your copy of my latest book, The Millennial Manual, the complete how-to guide to manage, develop, and engage millennials at work. And lastly, click subscribe to ensure you don't miss any future videos. Thanks again, and bye for now.